Hey, Breaking Brown fam. Hey, Your Black World fam. Hey, everybody. I am back. Hello to my Facebook family. And what I want to say right now is that it's Friday. It's Friday evening. I'm minding my own business. I'm not bothering anybody, and nobody's bothering me. And that's the way I like it. That's the way I like my Friday. So I get a call from Antonio Moore, and Antonio Moore tells me, did you see what John Lewis just did? Did you see what Congressman icon, civil rights icon, John Lewis just did? And I said, no, I didn't see anything. Like, what are you talking about? Tell me what just happened. So he says, I'm watching Meet the Press. It comes on in the afternoon, and he says, John Lewis just said, while we were watching this, John Lewis just said, he said that he believes Trump is illegitimate. And he says, what do you think about this? We got to go live about this. And I say, I have to just say that I am so tired of black civil rights icons taking advantage of the legacy of the civil rights movement as if it belongs to only them and using it on behalf of people who have nothing to do with us and do not have our best interests at heart. That's a problem. Because what he's talking about in terms of Trump being illegitimate, this man was elected. You don't get to say that. You don't get to just believe what you want to believe. You don't get to do that. And you certainly don't get to do that. People know who you are. People know what you do when you lose that slow cadence, that you evoke something, and black people are going to believe you. And that's what they want to do. They want us to be on the front lines of this fight, and I don't want to do that. I don't think we should do that. Why should we do that? Why in the world should we be on the front lines of this fight? Do you want me to tell you what this fight is about? Do you want me to tell you what this fight is about? This is a fight about capital. Capital is competing right now. This is a fight about intelligence. Donald Trump is fighting intelligence right now. He's fighting intelligence agencies right now. And I see a lot of black people coming out saying, yeah, the Russians did it. You gonna trust the same people who gave you QuintelPro? Do you remember? Do you have any recollection of what these same people did from everybody from MLK to Malcolm X? Do you remember what happened to the Panthers? And now you're gonna say, I trust what they said? You haven't seen any evidence, have you? We haven't seen any evidence. We're supposed to make a faith-based assessment. We're supposed to believe in these people because we have trust in them. Please tell me why any black person in this country would have trust in intelligence agencies. Just tell me. I'm just let me know. I don't understand why we would. Our history in this country wouldn't do that. And if you want me, people say, well, Yvette, what do you want to do? Like, Russia could have done it. What do you want to do? Well, I kind of agree with Glenn Greenwald on this. Give me an independent agency with independent people from tech, not just a bunch of hacks from the government. Give me some independent people from tech who can verify this. They know how to look for the footprints, and they can. And even then, you might not know because hacking is just like that. Hackers don't go around signing their name. But you still, if you want to do that, if you want to convince me that I need an independent agency to come in here and talk to me. I need an independent agency like we had the 9/11 Commission. I know there's still some disputes about some people say there were parts of the 9/11 that were not right and whatever, but I want an independent commission. If you bring me an independent commission to talk about this, then we can have a conversation. We had the 9/11 Commission. We could see it. We could hear what they said. We could hear the evidence. You could hear from scientists, engineers. Bring those people to the forefront and have them investigate the hacking. And I want it to be on C-SPAN. I want to be able to see it. I want to be able to link to what they're doing. Like when somebody from tech or whatever says this is what it is, I want to be able to read that document. I want a transparent process. That's what I want here. I want a transparent. Because do you remember what the Washington Post said the other week when they said that Russia had hacked into a utility company, and they had to come back and take that down? They had to come back and say, well, actually something happened to a computer, but the grid was never at risk. They had to come back and say that. Even at the end, if you read the intelligence document, they come back and they say, listen, what we're telling you is that we believe that there was an intention by Russia to do something. It is not our job to measure outcomes. So even in the intelligence agency's own report, they said that they could not say that the outcome of this election was changed by Russian hacking. They could not make that assessment. They said it is not their job to make that assessment. But there's something else going on here. It's not just Trump and the CIA. It's Trump and Capitol. Trump is in a position, it's strange because I never expected a billionaire to kind of be in this position, especially a billionaire who has appointed a whole bunch of billionaires. I never expected to see anything like what I'm seeing right now. But all of this stuff, he's talking about, bringing jobs back home, and he's talking about closing borders, and he said something in the press conference about drug companies. He said, drug companies, I want these drug companies to compete. I don't want people to have to pay this kind of money. That's a problem for Capitol right now because they don't know. He's talking about, I saw a report today about the TPP. He says the TPP is done. I'm going to make bilateral arrangements. That is a problem for Capitol right now, and he's unpredictable. The one thing Capitol hates is unpredictability. When you talk about the stock market hates unpredictability and hates unpredictable people. That's what Trump is bringing to the fore right now. No matter who likes it, no matter how you hate it, no matter how you feel about it, we're talking about unpredictability, and Capitol hates that. So I think what's going on right now is a fight between Capitol and a fight between Donald Trump and the people who voted for Donald Trump and the people who support Donald Trump. And I will tell you this, I do not want to be at the forefront of that fight. I have a very good friend on Facebook. I won't say his last name, but he always says when elephants fight, only the grass gets hurt. I just want to say, black people, we the grass. I'm not going to get in there fight with elephants. I don't want to be the forefront of this. Because let me tell you something. If it comes down the line and Donald Trump gets impeached or everybody, he can't get anything done because everybody says he's illegitimate. I don't want black people to be the face of that. That's not what I want. I don't want black people to be the face of that. Do you understand me? There's no reason that we should be the face of that. I don't understand why we would try to, what's the word I'm looking for? Why we would try to undermine this process. And there was a representative, I think his name was Tom Tillerson, who said that America has been involved in 81, funny business in elections. That's something that the American government has done. This is something that happens all the time in terms of intervening. Okay, now I don't know what Russia did or did not do. Like I said, I don't have the evidence to speak for that. But what I'm telling you right here is that this is something that happens all the time. So what you're seeing is this conflation. Just like we saw the whole thing the other day about Trump, the prostitute. Listen, this is all conflation, people. Let's not, somebody said, we good slaves. We can't keep doing this. And John Lewis can't keep doing this. Stop doing this. What people don't understand is that we're at Russia's door right now. Didn't I just see something yesterday about us sending troops to Poland or somewhere and NATO's at Russia's door? All this stuff is happening while Russia's being encroached upon. I'm not saying that one way or another, but what I'm trying to tell everybody is that there is a game being played right now. There is and a belief that something happens is not evidence. Like I said, you can give me that commission, and if you can present that stuff, I will change my mind. I will say, well, I see what you're saying. Maybe this thing really did happen. Maybe, this is really a problem. I understand. Give me a commission with independent tech experts as well as government officials. Give me a commission, and let's study what happened, and let's actually quantify how much we believe this could have influenced the election, if at all. That's what I need to see happen. But I don't behave. There are certain agencies, that engage in propaganda and misinformation and dissemination of misinformation. That's kind of their job. And we've read about that for a long time. I'm not saying that's what happened here. But what I'm saying is that I'm not going to trust that and use that to undermine the democratic process that elected Donald Trump. I am not going to do that. And I don't want black people to cheer intelligence agencies, especially after what happened in Iraq. I don't want to see us, get involved in that level. And so I think it's a problem. I really think it's problematic that we have Democrats coming out front and saying that this is acceptable. That this is acceptable for John Lewis to say he's illegitimate. Because we believe that Russia hacked. We believe that. We haven't seen a commission. We've seen time and time again. If you're watching a lot of these stories, you see them keep having to backtrack. Like there was, almost every news agency came out with a story and said Russia did this and the evidence is damning. And then if you read closer, they say, well, there's no smoking gun here. there's some circumstantial stuff. That's not good enough to make this kind of charge. And what I'm trying to say, I just want to end with this. What I'm trying to say is that black people, we don't understand that we're playing with fire. Now, I've never in my lifetime, and I'm sure in your lifetimes either, we have never seen a point in time where there's been a revolution in this country. That happened, but we didn't see it. We didn't live through it. You keep playing games. You get Trump impeached over nothing. Now, you can get him impeached if he does something corrupt, if he does something wrong, but by targeting him in this way, if he does do something wrong, his supporters are going to say, you've been after him the entire time. So if you're going to do it, you need to do it right. If you believe he's done something wrong and you're going to do it, you need to do it right. But this whole hacking and Russia stuff is just not enough. And so when you do have something that you view as a smoking gun, what are you going to do? You're going to let the little boy that cried wolf. It's just stupid. And you want me to be the face? You want black people are the most vulnerable community in this country. You want us to be the face of this? John Lewis, you want to be the face of this? You want to just continue using the capital of the civil rights company not to benefit black people, but to just antagonize, everybody who voted for Trump. No, in terms of what Trump does, I think if he's corrupt, then call him on it. I think if and when he does something seriously wrong, then call him on it. But I'm not going to go out front, and I don't think you should either, in terms of saying that this man is illegitimate just because Russia may have attempted to influence the election. I need something more than may have. Because if Trump gets put out of office, we're in trouble. You think these people are playing? This was the last shot of Republicans to get somebody in office who they believe, rightly or wrongly. I'm not going to discuss whether or not I believe it's right or wrong. Rightly or wrongly in the office who was not an establishment Republican. This is their shot. And look how you reacted when you thought Obama was your shot. Obama was not our shot. Well, he was our shot, but he never intended to be that. But look at how you reacted when you thought that Donald Trump was making President Obama out to be an illegitimate president. Fair enough. But you don't think these people are gangsters. They're not like you. And they're not like most of the black community who would just be like, well, that's just wrong or whatever. No, if Donald Trump gets put out of office, it's gonna be some hell to pay. So we need to think about that and think about why they're strategically, the Democratic Party is strategically putting John Lewis out front, just like they strategically put him out front during that gun control spectacle. You need to seriously consider that and seriously consider whether that's what we want. Whether that's what we want, to be out front of this, to have our political capital used in this way again. I think we need to get us some serious thought, because if John Lewis is playing this game, the people who are going to get burned if Trump gets impeached or he's delegitimate and we've been out front, then that's more problems for us, and that's more problems that we don't need. I need to give us some serious consideration. I don't think a lot of people understand that we're in real dangerous times right now. We're in real dangerous times. America's a powder keg right now. We're sitting on the edge right now. I don't want to be the face of that, and I don't want black people to be the face of that if everything goes wrong. So I just want everybody to consider that. If you get a chance, you can just go, of course, to donatebrown.com and give a donation. And subscribe to my YouTube, subscribe to my Facebook too, and I'll see y'all next time. But keep hitting up in the comments. I want to know what everybody thinks.